The first day of Pride Month this June 1st. But behind the rainbow flags and messages of support, several issues like discrimination still hound the LGBTQ plus community. We now speak with Rhea Celine Villa, a senior psychologist at Mind You, about creating safe spaces for those in the community. Rhea, thank you so much for joining us. What are the mental health challenges, apart from discrimination, LGBTQ plus employees still face in the workplace?
Oh, hello, Rico. Actually, the LGBTQ community, when they're in their workplace, they're very vulnerable to anxiety and depression. That is triggered by those discrimination and other issues. We have also unsupportive work cultures, and this pushes the LGBTQ employees to leave. And there's also this ongoing fear that prevents the LGBTQ plus employees from bringing their full selves to work.
So why are there, what should be done at this point to be able to create safe spaces for the community?
That's true. It's really a challenge, and we have to start with the employers. The employers have a responsibility to curate a psychologically safe environment for the LGBTQ plus employees and, of course, their families. When we talk about psychologically safe environments in the workplace, this involves interpersonal and cultural norms. It means that if an environment is psychologically safe, employees would feel safe to be fully themselves at work. In addition to, they'll be able to voice opinions, thoughts without fear of getting discriminated. And this is something that we need to work on in the succeeding years.
And what would be your recommendations to companies and organizations to give support systems with the employees from the LGBTQ plus community who are going through a lot of these mental challenges?
That's true. So first is really to educate. We have to study. So we have the SOGI Equality Bill, for example. It has to be implemented in the workplace. The Mental Health Act is there as well to provide support when it comes to mental health issues. So I guess it's a lot of policy making and revisions in the workplace. So that could be one step. To create the psychologically safe teams, Rico. Another is to encourage more conversations about it. So it's really having empathic listening and acceptance. Sometimes we have a tendency to give advice already and not really just listen to the narrative of a person. And of course, it's good to be an ally. An ally strives to be a listener, to be open-minded, and this is what we want in an environment or in a company or a workplace.
And Rhea, the SOGI bill was not passed in this Congress, and now we have the 19th Congress. Do you see politicians from both the houses, the Senate and the lower house, supporting it and maybe making it into law under this new administration?
I'm really hopeful. We've seen the impacts of a lot of discrimination and the stigma and biases. So I hope that in this generation, in this term, that we could implement. We're very hopeful that it will.
All right, but that will still take months, if not even years, right? I mean, it really has to be. It's still a hotly debated issue in Congress. And just looking at the micro level, if our LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters don't get the help that they need from their organizations or from their families, who can they reach out to get support? Is there a hotline?
Here in Mind You, we are promoting getting in touch with a psychologist because it provides a neutral and safe place to talk. And we'll be launching our business B2C platform soon. But we are also talking to organizations. So we are also in the B2B concept. And we are the ones that are with us in organizations. We make sure that we implement a psychological safe environment for our brothers and sisters in the LGBTQ community.
What about outreach programs apart from one-to-one conversations? What about group conversations? Sharing experiences with one another to make them more feel at home, that they're still part of the family.
That's good. We also promote like clubs and learning sessions. So it's not just individual counseling, but we also implement group counseling on more so vulnerable groups. So that's a lot of intimate discussions with issues. We talk about HIV in the LGBTQ plus community, for example, and how to cope with grief, how to cope with common stressors that might elicit a mental health challenge, such as, let's say, discrimination or promotion or other issues as well. So that's what's in store when you are part of MindU.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us, senior psychologist Rhea Celine Villa of MindU.